We're now going to make a moving platform, and this one's a little bit simpler than the others. It doesn't require too much blueprint code. So we're going to right click and then actor, and we're going to do BP underscore moving platform, and we're going to double click to open that up. In here, I'm going to just add, you could add whatever you want. I'm just going to add a basic cube. You may have a platform mesh. Make it yay big. And place that in the level. Might just have it so it's above our grid. And then what we're going to do is, there are two ways that we can approach this. So we've already gone over like timelines previously. So one thing that you could do is you could have a timeline, and let's say we made just a basic timeline, just adding a couple of key curves, and let's say this one is 0, 0. Then we add another one. This one's at 5, and this one. No, actually, let's say let's say that's at 5. Let's make this 10 seconds long. Let's say this one moves 100 units, and then we could do another one at 10, and this one goes back to 0. So we've got something that kind of looks like a triangle. So the idea is that the platform will move and then go back, and then we can set this to looping, so it'll repeatedly do it. And then we could do something like set relative location, and then you could pick whatever direction you wanted. So if you wanted it to go up and down, you could plug it into the Z. So then this will like slowly move up and down. You could do it that way. But it's not the greatest way to do it, because if you want to change the values, you have to come into this timeline and adjust it. And like, not only do you have to adjust like how much it moves, but you also have to like adjust how long it takes by adjusting all of these keyframes and stuff, and it just becomes a little bit annoying. But I mean, you could do that if you really wanted to, and then we've got a basic moving platform. An easier way to do this, if I delete this, we don't really need any code, to be honest. We can come up here and press add, and then there's something called interp to movement. Now, interp means to interpolate, which means to like smoothly transition between 2 points. So we've got this interp to movement, and then we can come over here and we've got a load of settings. So what we can do is we've got these this array of control points over here, and we can add in multiple control points and give them all coordinates to move between. So it's best to do it actually in the editor rather than like in the blueprint, because this is just setting all the default values. But it means that we can have multiple platforms all moving differently, but it's just one blueprint class. So on here, with our platform selected, under this details panel here, you can see we can access the interp to movement. And the control points are here. So let's add a couple of control points. So if we expand all of these, you can see we now get some values for some coordinates. Now, index 0 will just be, wherever it's positioned in that moment. And then again, here we've got our X, Y, and Z values. If we want it to move up and down, we can do like 500 there. We can control the duration here, so I'll have it do it over 1 second. And then that's just going to move up. Now, notice that it moved up and then it just stopped. If we want it to repeatedly go up and down, we can come to our interrupt movement, and there's this setting here that says behavior type, and it's one shot. We can actually change that to ping pong, and then it'll just bounce between and it loops. So it basically does the same thing that we just did, but then that we just did in our timeline, should I say. But then let's say I wanted to come here, and I reckon, so this is RX 1200, and then that's about 800. So we're going to move about 400, aren't we? So if we go to our interrupt movement and change this to, I think it was minus 400. Then this, yeah, there we go. So then we're using the same blueprint class in two different areas, but we're getting like two different movements and stuff, without having to like duplicate code or make multiple platform classes and stuff. So like 0, 170. So if I change in our interrupt movement, if we change this to 170, and I'm going to increase the duration to about 3 seconds, and I'll have this on about 5 seconds, so it moves a bit slower. The biggest thing you need to wrap your head around with doing this, though, is whenever you click on a platform, you need to click on this interrupt movement. If you ever, like, accidentally do anything, like, let's say you deleted this details panel off, and it were lost, you didn't know where it was. If you come up here and go to Window, Load Layout, and then Default Edit Layout, it'll sort of close and quickly reopen, but everything will be back to normal. So all of your panels will return. So if you ever have any issues at any point with things disappearing, make sure to do that. But yeah, making sure that you click on this interrupt movement component and edit in the settings there. That's the important part. So now you see we've adjusted those values. So now I have a platform here that carries me up and down, and then I've got a platform over here that moves me forward and backwards pretty slowly. So yeah, that's how we program our moving platforms.